Do you think if you're sitting idle with yourself for a few minutes, you're wasting your time? You think you should be more productive instead or get something done. You should not be wasting your time. Anytime you get a moment off from your work, between your meetings, or when your kids are off playing somewhere, watching television, or when you're by yourself, you feel, finally I have some time for myself, and then immediately after that, you start scrolling the phone as a way to relax finally. Why not? You might be thinking, you cannot just stare at the wall. I'm not an idiot, of course. Welcome to Mind Healing with Bhavish. I'm a transformational coach and a therapist. And today, we will discuss how pausing from your everyday lives, contrary to what your belief has been, is not a waste of time, but is the best thing that you can do for yourself. There is a story I rarely tell, maybe because at that point of time, I didn't realize that it was anything special. But today I do. Quite a number of years back, I went for a 3-day spiritual retreat. I had gone there hungry for wisdom. Notebook in my hand, the pen was ready, and my expectations were sharp and clear. I was ready to learn. I thought I'm going to learn everything that the retreat had to offer. The retreat began with an elderly teacher, very, very gentle, very calm, had a very calm voice. He was soft in his eyes, khadi kurta, nothing flashy by the way. We all sat in silence as he arrived. He removed his sandals and settled into a simple wooden chair facing us all, right? Now he smiled and looked around at the room to everyone, nodded to a few of them who probably he knew from before, and he said, let's just sit together for a few moments. Now, those moments turned into minutes. He spoke nothing. No lecture, no sermon, no explanation of any scripture, no bullet points, not even meditation. Just silence. And maybe something else that I could not explain. At first, I grew very impatient. What's going on? Are we just supposed to wait in silence? Is he preparing something? Is he lost in his thoughts? What is it? But slowly, very slowly, deep down, I was feeling something different. The noise in my head had reduced somehow, and I was thinking less. I realized that my breathing has slowed down and I was way more relaxed. There was a very strange feeling of warmth that had begun to spread inside me. He had said nothing, mind you. In fact, he barely had spoken. So if it wasn't the words that he was offering, what else was he offering? What else was he offering that was making us feel differently? Maybe something he transmitted just by being. After about 30 minutes of all of this, he finally said, you already received what you came for. The rest is just decoration. Let's catch up tomorrow. And then he stood up and left. Now people sat there, including me, perplexed, stunned. Even some of them I saw, they were looking disappointed. Others felt sad that I could see from their faces almost tearful. They had a lot of expectations. Some of them laughed nervously because they didn't know what else to say. Was it strange? Maybe. Now I remember thinking, is that it? I traveled 500 kilometers for 30 minutes of silence. Really? But what I did not notice up until maybe sometime later was that something within me had shifted. That evening when I went for a walk, I didn't think much, and that is very unusual of me. I didn't plan anything. I didn't analyze anything. And for the first time in a very, very long time, I felt alive. This is not the kind of aliveness that you get when you drink coffee or maybe when you are high over your goals, you elated with breakthroughs or something like that, or maybe you're jumping with excitement. Nothing of that sort, just alive, present, at peace. It took me years to understand what had happened that day, and even few more years for me to be able to put that into words. That teacher wasn't trying to give us information. He was giving us something far more potent, something more life-changing. He was giving us the feeling. Now let me clarify when I say the feeling, what do I mean by that? In the world of transformational coaching and understanding life from within, this feeling refers to a state of inner stillness, peace, presence. It is not mood, it is not excitement, not even passion. It's not the happiness in a conventional way as we understand it. This is a very deep feeling. It is a feeling of openness and spaciousness you feel when all of your thoughts die down, when you go quiet. That moment when you return to yourself. Now you cannot explain this feeling. You just feel that you're around some presence, some divine presence. That day, when the room fell quiet, when the teacher didn't say anything at all, but was just present, and when our minds had completely settled, nothing was given to us from the outside. Then what? Perhaps if nothing was given to us from the outside, something beautiful had emerged from deep within. Now the paradox is, in life habitually, when a beautiful feeling shows up, we tend to brush it aside, considering it as normal. We think, oh, that's nice, now teach me something important. Now, this happens quite a number of times in my workshops, in my one-to-one coaching, when I ask them, how do you feel in comparison to when you came into the office? How do you feel now? They say, I feel really nice and light, and as if some huge burden of a heavy weight has been lifted. So tell me what's next. What do I do now? Teach me a technique, or maybe give me some exercise to do. But the question is, what if this feeling itself is the medicine? What if this feeling itself is the teaching? When, let's say, you sit outside in the sun, you don't sit in the sun because you want to write a thesis on its wavelength. You sit because it warms you. It nourishes you. It does things to your body and your mind that no analysis can replicate. When you go sit next to a river or an ocean, you feel that calm and the peace, that sound of water. You don't make a mind map of what's happening inside your body. What is giving you that sort of calm and peace, or what chemicals are running inside your body to give you that sort of feeling. You just go relax in that quiet, in that calmness. You dwell in that feeling and you absorb it. You let it in. You're not using this feeling or that thinking, where and how can I use this feeling? You're not trying to fix anything. There is no action required other than just being in that presence. Now, my guru, when he was in his physical form, used to sit in front of all those who had come to visit him and see him. He wasn't lecturing anything. He wasn't delivering sermons. He wouldn't explain, he wouldn't elaborate on anything. One time, somebody from the down south had come and they could not understand the Gurbani that was being played in the background in the ashram. So they asked him, what do? We don't understand this language, Punjabi. So my Guruji, he said, who said anything about understanding? Just listen. But listen to what? Listen to the truth behind the words. Be in that presence, and the truth in that Bani will do its job. Now, during that retreat I spoke about, some people got furious, but only after days could they actually see something had changed within them, in their lives. Something had healed in their lives. You might ask, now, what does it have to do with performance or my growth or my healing? The answer is everything. The feeling is not a byproduct of healing. This feeling is the healing. It resets your nervous system. It clears your mental clutter. It connects you to an intelligence beyond your own intellect, to that ever-present pool of infinite universal intelligence. It aligns you with your deeper, truer self, beneath the noise of your conditioned mind. This is why so many spiritual masters, they stop speaking once the room settles into a deep state. Because truth doesn't always need words. Sometimes it needs silence. It needs no explanation, just reverence. Now, here's where many people get confused. When they touch this feeling, they immediately want to explain this. Oh, I feel something like this or maybe that, or I need to do something with this feeling. I have to take an action. No. Don't let your mind hijack the very medicine. Don't turn that grace, that blessing into a spreadsheet or an action or a to-do list. The feeling isn't trying to tell you anything. It is just trying to be something inside you. And you let it be. You allow it. So when the next time you are in the presence of this sort of peace, just give yourself a pause for some time and absorb it. Let it fill you up. Don't rush. Don't analyze. Don't ask what's the next lesson. Just let yourself submerge into it. Let that warmth of that presence be soaked into your bones. Now, this is not to achieve anything, not to impress anyone, but because this right here is what you have been running towards all along. This is what you truly are seeking so desperately through all your work, all your relationships, from your wealth, from your finances, from your achievements. This very feeling is what you are craving for, and you don't even realize. This is right here for you, with you, always. Take it. Be it. No more knowledge, no more relentless action and doing, just more being. When you stop rushing past the feeling, when you stop brushing it off, you realize it was never a distraction, but it is what your journey was towards. It is the destination you wanted to reach every moment in your life. So sit back, close your eyes and breathe in. And for a moment, do absolutely nothing. Just feel, just be present. This is not laziness. It's not time getting wasted. It is not being unproductive. That's just you returning to yourself, to your own light. Do share this along if this video did something to you. I keep posting such videos on this channel, so if this is what aligns with you, if you're interested in peace and transformation and spirituality and the world beyond, do consider subscribing to this channel, Mind Healing with Bhavish. Until the next video, I wish you to stay blessed, stay healthy, and catch hold of this wisdom if you can. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care and see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.